Christmas is very near, and I got a question for you. Do you give to yourself a Christmas gift every year? Because I do, because I think that I deserve my own gift. Problem is that this year I want a JV8283 Telecaster from Japan, and here in Italy there's no one that has one to sell to me. So I think I will not have my Christmas gift this year, and I'm concerned, very concerned. What about you? Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Sasha and this one is my channel. Hello and welcome. Welcome and hello. Today we'll be looking at a new atomizer that has been sent to me for the purpose of this review, tax-free. Today we'll be looking at a new MTL RTA that's called the Diplomat from Centenary Mods. This one. So what's a Centenary mods? I think it's not a single modder, but there are more like, I don't know, 2 or 3 people, something like that had a team and they make this first product, Centenary mods, Diplomat MTL RTA. They are from Spain, and without further prevaricating, let's go down to the table, have a closer look at the Diplomat, and then come back to my face and do a couple of thoughts and a couple of reasonings with the Diplomat RTA by Centenary Mods. Let's go down to the table. In the Centenary Mods Diplomat RTA packaging, we got paper with a QR code so that you can download the manual, a bag full of spare O-rings and a couple of spare screws, simple tool for unmounting the bottom part of your deck, 1 spare tank, 2 alternative bell chimney section, the oak bill and the Rhodesian, so that you can change them and change the flavor of the e-liquid that you are gonna use. And then we got the Diplomat RTA. It's a 23mm atomizer, strictly for MTL style. It's 40.45mm in height, and the tank capacity is from 4.5 to 5 ml, about 5 ml, depending on the bell that you're gonna use. The pre-installed chimney bell section is called the Duke. The pin nicely protrudes so that you can use this device on mechanical mods. On the base you get these 2 tiny holes that will help you unmount this part so that you can check inside how it is inside. And then here you got your serial number. Mine is the 0004. So first of all, let's see what we got underneath. Here's how you can unscrew the bottom of your deck, and you have access to the base. Here you can see how it's designed, the airflow on the inside. This design will allow you to have a very smooth draw. That's very important for you, right? And here's how it looks inside. Pretty nice. And then we got our AFC ring. This one. You can go from nothing to 0.8, 1, 1.2, 1.4, 1.6 and 2 millimeters in diameter. This is our drip tip, which is pretty nice, and it's a 510, it's a standard one. You can see how it is designed here on the top. So let's unmount the upper part from the bottom part. Quite nice. We can easily unmount the glass too. Here it is. And this stainless steel part is just kept in place by an O-ring. So we can just do that. Here's how it looks, the first bell, the Duke. Please note the Duke has a chimney inner diameter of 4 millimeters. This is the oak bill bell, which has the chimney diameter of 4.1 millimeters. And this is the Rhodesian one, which is the smaller one. It's pretty small. And you have the inner diameter of your chimney at 3.8 millimeters. Deck is pretty straightforward. You got plenty of space for your cotton. This is good. This is the hairpin. It's 1.8 millimeters in diameter, and it's a single post deck for a single coil use. For this build, we'll use Breakill's Alien Lab Desert Fog Stapled, which is quite good. And just look how cool it is, the packaging. Almost as cool as the coil itself. And we'll use Il Carnevale from the Vaping Gentleman Club, the Insiders line, which is a macerated tobacco mixture aromatized with Centennial hop. So stop chit-chat, time to rebuild. Building has been fairly easy. You can put your coil a little bit upper or a little bit lower so that you can change the heat and the flavor too. So we just have to refill the tank, reassemble it, and we're done. So let's do it. I got 0.88 ohms and I'll push it up to 16 watts. And we're done. Diplomat RTA by Centenary mods. We've checked it, tweak it, fiddle it, build it, and now we come back to my face and do a couple of toots and a couple of reasonings. Back to my face. So I'm using it since I think it's 1 month right now. And let me take a tooth, as always. So as you can hear, the draw is very smooth, properly compressed, and the vapor is not too dry, not too wet. It got the right amount of humidity. It's very pleasant to use, to do some toots. The design, I like that because it's simple, not too simple, and this polished version, I really enjoy this because polished ones are more shiny, and I like shiny stuff just like monkeys because I'm kind of monkey. As maybe you already noticed, there is some millennium stuff right here. For example, you got 3 different bells with 3 defined names, 1 for each bell. You got a special design for the airflow, just like the Millennium in the bottom of your deck. Things like that that makes me think about the Millennium. Not to mention the fact that Millennium is the Millennium and they are Centenary mods. So Centenary, Millennium is the same field, I think. But apart of that, I think that this guy is a really good one. I just go to the conclusion because I can tell a lot of stuff about this, how it's easy to build, as you already saw, because it's you got plenty of space for your cotton, so there are no issues. You can do a very fluffy build with your cotton, so maybe some of you are very happy about this. You have space to put some complex coils. There's no issues at all. The two posts doesn't cut the wire, is very firm. It doesn't heat that much. It's just a regular one. It's an MTL. It's 23, so there's a lot of space in it. It's obviously it doesn't heat too much unless you use it not properly. But apart of that, it doesn't heat that much. I really like the fact that it has a lot of liquid for being an MTL device, because I love 5 ml MTL devices because I get a lot of autonomy through the day. So I go out early in the morning and I know that I don't have to take a bottle with me. It's just good because there are a lot of mLs in it. And for the record, I hate MTL 2 mLs tanks because for the same reason, because there is not too much liquid in it. So maybe I get some pricey ones, but they stay on the desk. They don't come with me because I hate them. Okay, I hate them. It's a bottom fill atomizer, so some of you might not be happy about this. I'm super okay with that. In fact, I did an RTA with an Italian modder. It's called the Iago and it has bottom fill. So obviously I'm okay with bottom fill. Otherwise I wouldn't do this with my own atomizer. Another thing that I super like it's the fact that it's super easy to unmount, remount, clean. This is reliable and easy to use. And remember, maybe you got some fancy atomizers, but atomizers are designed for being used. So the first thing that they have is easy to use. They have to be easy to use. Otherwise, it's a flaw if they are not easy to use. And this one, it's easy. But let's talk about flavor. I've tried it with so many liquids. First of all, I've tried it with the Carnevali by the Vaping Gentleman Club. It's a mixture of Virginia, Latakia, white barley, and hop. It's aromatized with hop. It's a net juice. With this bell, I think that it's not the best because you can't have the right amount of hop. There is a slight less hop than expected with other atomizers, but you have more sweetness of the Virginia and more sweetness of the white barley. White barley is a bit sweeter, bit less dry than the regular one, and you can clearly perceive that. And on the other hand, you don't perceive at all the Latakia. So all in all, it hasn't been the best experience for the Carnevali on the Diplomat. Then I've tried it with the Ghibli by the Vaping Gentleman Club, which is an English mixture aromatized with mango. I've tried it with the Big Bell, and with the Big Bell, it's amazing. You can clearly perceive the sweetness of the mango. The mango is full, is very rounded, it's super good, it's yummy. And you got the usual amount of tobacco, which is not that much, but I wasn't expecting something different from the Diplomat because that's how is the liquid. All in all, it's amazing. One of the best atomizer for using the Ghibli by the Vaping Gentleman Club. I've tried it with the Kamshin by the Vaping Gentleman Club, which is a Red Virginia. Red Virginia is typical because it has a caramelized note. And in this case, there's not too much caramel, that particular taste with the big bell, but it's more sweet in a different way. There are more herbal notes, and all in all, you can still perceive the caramelized notes of the Kamshin. So for me, it has been a pleasant experience. Then I've tried the Syria from the Vaping Gentleman Club, which is a mixture of two different Latakia tobaccos from Syria, the Rose Latakia and the classical one, the Syrian one. I've tried it with the Rhodesian chimney bell section, and in this case it was very good. It's not super dry, it's not like a desert dry, but it was full, rich. You can clearly perceive the incense and the smoky notes, but it has still a bit of sweetness, which by the way is typical of the Latakia tobaccos. So it has been a very good experience. Then I've tried Il Cremoso by Puff and Chiaramos, which is a walnut cream e-liquid, so not net juice, a creamy one. I've tried it with the Duke, and with the Duke, it's not too sweet. You can, you can taste the walnut, Italian walnut, which is great. And it has been a pleasant experience too, so no complaints about that. The Diplomat totally goes well with creamy e-liquids, totally. One last thing I have to say is that they have been so good in changing the chimney diameter comparing to each bell, because if the bell is small, you should put a smaller coil, so you need a smaller chimney. And that's the same thing, the opposite, with a bigger bell, bigger coil, bigger chimney. Is a thing that I really appreciated, because I think that almost no one does that, and they all should do, because it's the opposite of saying, okay, my atomizer is good for restricted lung heat, restricted lung, DL, MTL, and you have the same chimney for every airflow you put. It doesn't work like this. It's wrong. This is okay, it's right. I did my research on the interweb and I found it at about 80 euros. Unfortunately, right now it's out of stock almost everywhere, but it will be again in stock, so check it out, because I think that this one is a long-lasting one in my Aries collection. What does that mean? It means that sometimes I take one atomizer, it's good, it's okay, I use it for 1 month, and then I put it back, and I seldom use it. This one is so good, so easy to use, so simple to clean, that almost has no flaws. So it's an almost perfect atomizer for my needs, for my taste. It's very versatile, you can use it with almost every kind of e-liquid, so it will last for a very long time. I will use it for a very, very long time. It doesn't reinvent the wheel, because no one is reinventing the wheel in our beautiful world. It just does a very good wheel. You know what I mean. And I think it's always a very long review. So thank you for watching me. If you like my review, put a like, otherwise don't. And if you subscribe to my channel, you really do me a big favor, because I really need that. So please do it. And by the way, doesn't matter if you don't like Italian walnuts, they are super good. The very important thing is that you stay away from coffee nails. Hasta la vista!